everybody, welcome to this week's weekly roundup. I want to start first by recognizing some of our team members that probably don't get as much thanks as they deserve. This week is Adult School Crossing Guard Recognition Week, and we're so fortunate here in the city of Watertown to have a team of about 13 permanent crossing guards that stand on those corners come freezing cold weather or very hot weather, rain, snow, you name it, and make sure that our children get safely across the street. I'm so appreciative of the work that they provide throughout the community, and I know how hard it can be when they're unavailable because people will call right away and say there's no crossing guard at that street. So I'm so thankful to the crossing guards that we have here. And if you see a crossing guard this week or even next week, please just take a moment and thank them for their work. Last reminder about tree disposal. So we're again collecting real Christmas trees that are completely rid of their decorations and lights. You can go ahead and just throw those right on the boulevard. We're not having any type of route in particular. We're picking those up as we can. So go ahead and throw your tree out and we'll do our best to get that picked up quickly. This is the last reminder as well for the vacancy that will come up in District 1. So the District 1 alderperson had to resign. I believe the resignation is effective the end of January or somewhere near there. So we're accepting applications and information through January 21st, which is next Friday at 4 p.m. So if you live in District 1 and you're eligible to vote and you're interested in serving in this role, go to our Facebook page, go to the website. There's a ton of information there on the information that we're looking for from you. If you just have questions about what the job entails, you can always give a call to me here at City Hall, and I'll do my best to answer those. Also in the same idea, some of our aldermanic districts changed. So we don't have a primary in February, but we will have an election obviously in April. And with the statutorily required redistricting process, a couple of our districts did change. So if you are interested in knowing if you're one of those, you can certainly go on our city website. You can go to the finance department and voting, and there's a Where Do I Vote tool. Or you can just go through our geographic information system right on the homepage as well. But I think it's just important for people to be aware of if they're in that change and use one of the resources we have in order to find that out. I have a couple of updates on recreation. Obviously, the ice skating has been open for about a week or so. We went skating last week and it was awesome. There were so many people skating. I think we maybe were one of the last families that stuck it out. But when we got there was multiple families there skating and using the facility. What's cool is this weekend, today actually in a couple of hours, the warming house is going to open again for the first time this season. I went in the warming house all the time as a kid, so I think I'm overly excited about this warming house to be brought back to life. There will be free hot chocolate, a place to warm up, and ice skates for rental. So if you're wanting to try but you don't have skates, the warming house is going to be available to you. I think it's 4 to 7 and then 12 to 3 on Saturday. We're also renting the warming house just like we do any of our pavilions. So when it's not in use for open skate, you can rent it through Rec Desk. We are also doing the snowshoe rentals. Ice skating rentals can happen at the warming house or just generally through Rec Desk as well. And we're doing snowshoe rentals. You can use those at any of our parks throughout the city. One thing I did want to share with you that we're in the works. So we have been working on what we're calling right now a winter walking route. Essentially, it is a designated area, predominantly, if not in totality, on city-owned property that you can count on always being cleared of snow. So acknowledging that the winter months can be very difficult, we wanted to provide one space where you could plan on safely walking, biking, and running. So this winter walking route is just under a mile, and you can obviously walk it multiple times. So we're getting the signage and those route maps produced, but we're stuck on a name. So I keep calling it the winter walking route, but I'm hesitating around that because it's not just for walking. You could bike, you can run. So if you have ideas on what we could call this kind of winter route, drop them in the comments, send us a message through Messenger. We're in need of ideas. I'm drawing a blank here. So we're excited to get that up and running and have a safe place where people know they can gather and enjoy the outdoors even in the wintertime. Another winter option is the open gym at Webster, and that's on Wednesday nights. And then last week I did a nice rundown of all of the new programming that we have. So if you're interested in more information, Park and Rec Facebook page is a good spot. On January 26th, so pencil this one in the evening, the Redevelopment Authority is hosting Eau Claire's Economic Development staff member, and they will be talking about the economic development benefits of parks in downtowns. So, perfect example, the town square is about to start construction. So this person is going to come and share with our community all of the economic development benefits of having something like the town square in the downtown. So if this is of interest to you, or if you're, one of those non-believers that this will be as catalytic as we all think it will be, this is a good opportunity for you to join either virtual or in person and hear this presentation from Eau Claire's Economic Development Director. You probably saw this week, the cab company that we contract with is now doing registration online. So obviously you can still register for a ride the way you always did, but you can also scan a QR code, which you do just with your smart device, or you can register right on their website. So we have some information posted. So if you use the cab and you want to register for a ride online, you now have a new option for that. We announced this week that our fire chief will be retiring. Chief Biefeld has just been a fantastic, and will be yet for a few months, a fantastic member of the city team. Someone who just really has a heart for service and has spent 29 years serving in the fire service. And it's going to be a tremendous loss to our internal team and to this community. But we are so thankful for all he has given us and are happy that he'll be able to enjoy a much-deserved retirement come May. So with that, the Police and Fire Commission is meeting next week, and they will discuss that process for recruiting our next fire chief. So stay tuned on those details. This week, we talked at the Finance Committee for quite some time about the way that the city is going to be using our American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA, federal allocation. So we've been working for many months soliciting feedback from different stakeholders and community members, and we got what we're calling like a categorical approval of the concepts that we presented to the Finance Committee. And those cover things like infrastructure, some strategic initiatives we've been working on like housing and childcare. And then it's also paying for some updates to things like data management systems, community health assessment plans, upgrades in the upgrade is a generous word. I'm going to say maybe perhaps first installation of AV and virtual meeting technology in our council chambers so people have better access to those meetings. So there will be many more meetings that we spend talking about individual purchases, but this week was a really big step that we kind of blessed this categorical use of funds. So watch for more on that if that's of interest to you. I feel the need to share with everybody when we posted about it this week too about blood donation. There is a really substantial need for blood donation throughout the country and here in Wisconsin as well. So if you can donate blood, please do. If you've never done it before, we posted about it, check it out on our Facebook page and see if it's something that you can donate. I know that the need is very high right now, and you'd be surprised on just how many lives one donation can affect. I've been talking about Text My Gov, and I wanted to share this because if you registered for Text My Gov, you got a couple of alerts this week, and I know because I got them myself. So we had a couple of water main breaks, which is always a bummer, but we were able to communicate with the public right away where those were, how long it will take to repair, and to stay away from that area if they can. So if you're interested in receiving those, go to the website. There's a nice pop-up, sign up for Text My Gov. We also received some questions from people on Text My Gov as well. So again, it's just an easy, efficient way to communicate with us and for us to communicate with you. I think yesterday, we released the video for our first featured business for 2022, and that's Rock River Laboratory. They have a really neat operation. They provide a service to the agricultural community across the world in the research and the testing that they do in that facility. So if research, or if you're a scientist, or if you're in agriculture and you're looking for an opportunity to join a really forward-thinking local business, I'd encourage you to check them out. So go to YouTube, Facebook, website, the usual places, and you can see a little bit more about Rock River Laboratory. Obviously, with the current variant we're working through, COVID cases are high. We're getting a ton of questions about testing. So we put a new pop-up right on the website. So if you have questions about where to get tested, check out that pop-up on the bottom right corner of our city website. Or the easiest thing you can do is just call 211. They have a lot of information now on where you can find a test. That's all that I have for this week. I don't think it's supposed to be too terribly cold, so it's a really great weekend for you to be able to enjoy snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, ice skating, any of the, of course, sledding. We've been doing that on the weekends, and I know there's people doing fat tire biking as well on the interurban trails. So again, a lot of opportunity for you to enjoy the community even in these winter months. obviously supporting our local business as well is a tremendous way to support the community. So have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you back next week.